Well, hello everyone, and again, welcome to In the Know 360, show hosted by me, Annette, the warm-hearted warrior diva. This show gives you insights on the journeys of high-achieving business owners and music artists who share with the audience the importance of building a strong community of like-minded individuals on the road to greater success. And today I have a pleasure and honor of welcoming Mr. Terry C. Carney Sr. Thank you, sir. I have to salute you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you for taking your valuable time out with me to discuss Put the Guns Down, a world epidemic that you've created, directed. And I'm just so inspired because this is like it's a huge movement. I mean, I'm coming from like the military and public health background. COVID, was my last deployment. And so this really hits home to me as well. And so, with further ado, sir, I would like, if you don't mind, to share the audience who Mr. Terry C. Carney Sr. is.
Well, Terry C. Carney Sr., he's just a vessel that does God's work, out here in these streets that's trying to create films and things to uplift our community and try to save some lives out here through the film work and stuff that me and my team do.
And thank you for that. I know there's a long list of what you do, and that's pretty much like the peak of the iceberg.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So thank you so much. Well, I'm hoping that tonight, well, it looks like a lot of people are joining. Thank you for joining We Outside. I was just with them yesterday, Mikey P, and some other folks are chiming in. So, tonight, how are you feeling about the conversation and what do you hope people would walk away with?
Well, I'd like for people to watch the film and come back and tell us whatever it is that they feel about the film. Honestly, like me and you was having a discussion earlier, you really have to watch the film like 2 or 3 times, and even after that, you might need to watch it a couple of times because I'm sure it's a lot of material in there that you're gonna miss. Uh, it's for some it'll open your eyes to a lot of different things that you may not be accustomed to, but it will touch your heart. It's a heart touching type of docu series, and this is only the first episode, but we need everybody and their mamas to go to their television sets, go to Prime, go to Apple, go to Google, go to Peacock, and watch this documentary. Support this movement because we need to show the entertainment business that this is something that we need to start uplifting our communities with through entertainment and trying to save some lives out here. Basically, that's what it's all about at the end. I would pray that we would never ever have to make another film like this, so we dive in real deep. We talk about this. What we're really doing is opening up a platform for discussion. We want everybody to watch the film and then let's come on back on your podcast. Let's have some people talking about what they learned from the film, how it touched them, and what they're going to do in their communities to try to get some of these positive things moving in their community.
So true. And I have to admit, I did start watching the film today, and so I'm like midway through. And just to give you an idea, I've it's like a breakdown, historical breakdown, which I really, um, experienced with especially California, right? And how the riot started and the Black Panther. Well, take date. I don't want to give too much of the film away, but I just like the way it was pieced together and real people, real events. Uh, that and again, it's to me, I got really emotional, um, just hearing the stories from, parents and significant others and what have you. And yeah, I don't want to get teary eyed right now because this is some.
No, that's good. That's good. You should. You know what? That's one thing that we need to do. We need to learn to laugh together. We need to learn to cry together. We need to learn to hug each other and and have mental check-ins with each other. You know that's part of the problem with society now is that we feel like we got to just smile and hold it together. You shouldn't have
Yeah.
to smile and hold it together. You should have a team, a family around you that you can shed a tear, and you should be able to tell your brother or your sister, "I love them." Like a lot of the women, and my wife will tell you, a lot of the women and men that's in this film, they call me up. We all tell each other how much we love each other. Before when we get off the phone, we tell each other we love them because we, I know we in South Central, but this is going on in every state. So
Mhm.
you don't know if you're going to see your brother and sister again tomorrow. Because stuff is happening so fast out here right now. I had a phone call this morning and I got an email this morning, and some of my brothers here in South Central is talking about, man, I just want to let you know I love you, man. Because we don't know what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes, next 30 minutes. We got people going to the grocery stores getting
Yeah.
shot. We got people going to the gas stations getting shot. And we're talking broad daylight early in the morning, 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. We got little 10, 11-year-olds walking around packing pistols bigger than them, and they will shoot you. And they are shooting people out here.
Mhm.
How did we get to this part of the game?
Mm.
So we got to change the narrative. We got to get our kids back, and we got to learn their language. See,
Oh yeah.
we can't just point our fingers and say, you need to do this, you need to do that,
Right.
because we done lost our kids. So
Mhm.
we got to be smart enough to learn to listen and
Mhm.
learn their language, and then help them to regroup and do that 360 so they don't end up in the penitentiary system or in the graveyard.
That's so true. It's just so mind-boggling because it's a different era, right? And I would say a different era and just a different mindset and just the whole technology and AI, etc. I just feel like back in the days, well, I didn't grow up in the whole computer thing. I think I had my first Hotmail when I was in college. But um, you went outside, you played, right, with your cousins, your friends, and we got to a society now where the TV or the computer is your bestie. And I just feel you do have to tap in with your children. You do have to tap in with, even if it's not your children, the youth, because that's where it all starts, right? And I feel like, I don't know, I'm just, I'm rambling because I get so emotional about this subject. It's just not, it's, there, it's like a PTSD or you going into a combat zone and like you don't know. It's like the Wild West. You're going, like you said, in the store. And then being in the military or having served the country, like I'm, I'm always vigilant. Like even with my kids, when we go to the mall or whatever, I'm like, nope, we're locked arms. I mean, but that's not the way to live. You know what I mean? It's like you live by faith. For me, I'm very spiritual, so I live by faith, and um, I know God will provide, and I just feel like, sorry, I'm
Oh,
just
you okay? You okay? You're okay. I totally get it. I totally understand, and this is good. This is good because see, that's what this film is all about. Exactly with what you're doing right now. it sets up the platform for us to have a real discussion. So, see, with you getting emotional, it's a real discussion with what we're talking about. This is real out here. These mothers, these fathers, these brothers, these sisters, they family members are being taken away from them. You know, uh, it's just crazy, and we have developed a family amongst my whole cast team, and they send me prayers in the morning, I send them prayers in the morning. You know, we tell each other we love each other, we try to put that blessing on each other's back before we go out here in this wilderness and deal with these lions, these tigers and
Yeah.
bears. Oh my, you know what I mean? That's the way it is out here. And like you said, it's the wild, wild west. You got to keep your head on swivel. The kids is just, they really out of control, because when you get to the point, you got 10 and 11-year-olds out here shooting people and killing them, we got a problem. And then, you know, society, our society don't want you disciplining your kids. You know, they call this new thing called gentle parenting, where, you know, hey, and everybody out there, I'm not knocking what you do with your kid or how you raise your kid up, but my point of view is this gentle parenting thing of allowing your kids to do whatever they want to do. See, that's part of the problem and the reason why we caught up into this type of situation that we in now. And then when they didn't watch these video games and sit in there and they killed all these people up and stuff early in the morning and stuff. Then when they go to high school, they 15, then they get guns and stuff. They go to the elementary schools, the high schools, the middle schools, and they shooting up the place. And you wondering why. It's part of your gentle parenting. And then it's too late to try to get your kid to adjust by that time. But guess what? Now he's finna either enter the graveyard or he's gonna enter the penitentiary system for the rest of his life. And you know, we got some of my brothers that's on one of the episodes. You know, hopefully we can hit that 5 million mark of thumbs up, you know, on one of them networks by people actually watching this movie. My brothers, you know, Prentice Banks, uh, Jay Burton, and you can't forget Monster Yo. You know, free all three of them, because they're gonna they playing a major role with us putting all this stuff together. You know, them is my brothers. I pray for them every single day, and we all coming together. Whether the kids go to the institutions or if they out here on the streets, we got people that's ready to go to war and try to save some of these youngsters. You know what I mean?
Yes, I definitely understand where you're coming from, and I just feel like it's it's preventive medicine, right? And that's my mindset is how do you promote this preventive medicine, and that's what you're doing. You're taking a stance out here and shedding light, right? Because entertainment, like you were saying, is fun, right? People say, oh, entertainment versus education and knowledge is power, right? But then you
Right.
also have the wisdom to this. And I feel that we do need that. We do need, like you said, well, everybody, I'm like, I'm not reading your mind, but just in general, it takes a village, it takes a community to come together to feel safe, if that makes sense.
It makes sense.
It's no, I don't know how to explain it, but the safety isn't there, or like the the blissfulness of growing up, where you didn't have to work, you didn't have to watch your back, you didn't have to be so vigilant. You could just run across the street or
Right.
whatever, and everybody just stop if there's like a ball that's crossing the street. Now it's just I don't know, and
So,
maybe it's this is not just this era. Maybe there was other eras before that dealt with it in a differently, maybe a smaller.
well,
Um,
well, well, this is a thing. This is a thing. They took parenting from the moms and dads and told them, you better not discipline your kid. You understand what I'm saying? It's a difference with beating your kid up and
Right.
disciplining your kid. You know, you have to discipline your kid. I don't care what nobody say or this and that.
Mhm.
I my kids, you know, for whatever it's worth, I discipline my kids.
Yes.
And all my kids is grown now. They're doing very well for themselves. What we done, we done let these kids get out of control because we scared of our own kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we scared to walk down the street and talk to our own kids. I look
Right.
at these kids, they the same nationality of me. They young kids, and I did exactly a lot of the stuff that they done.
Yeah.
Somebody continued to pray for me. And back in my time, if you was down the street and you did something wrong, the neighbor's father would
Mm.
discipline you, put you in the car, carry you to the house, and then your mom and dad discipline you. So you're gonna
Mhm.
get two butt whoopings. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't be afraid to give your kid a butt whooping. You know what I'm saying? And discipline them. I don't
Right.
care, but see, these laws have to change. But you
Right.
know what the laws are set for? They want to destroy your kids,
Mhm.
especially, and I'm gonna just tell it, put it 100, especially kids of color. They want to destroy them. That's how they have the system set up. We have to use these platforms. We have to have these
Yeah.
truthful discussions about things, and we can't be biting our tongue. We have to get emotional. We have to talk about all the issues that's going on in the community,
Yeah.
and we have to share knowledge amongst each other and try to open each other's eyes and try to better our community. There is no right and wrong answer. There
Right.
is no certain way to do things. You know,
Mhm.
you got to try a whole lot of different things. If you ever raised kids before, you know,
Mhm.
you got to, and every kid is different.
Right.
So any real parent out there, they know that they're
Mhm.
gonna be like, boy, I'm high fiving on T's right on the money on that one. You know what I'm saying? So we can't be afraid of these kids, and whether they are my blood kid or not. If I got 10 kids in the neighborhood and I walk down to the corner store, I'm
Mhm.
talking to every last one
Yeah.
of those kids that's down there. If their pants is falling off their behinds, I
Right.
grab the back of their belt and I pull them up. You know, don't be,
Mhm.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They'll laugh. Or I tell them, man, pull your pants up. You're a good looking dude.
Right.
Pull your pants up, be professional, and let's do what we got to do. You know, or sit there and let them talk about whatever they want to talk about. Sometimes we got to listen to what they have to say. You can learn from a baby, but
Mhm.
you got to be willing to learn as well as you want them to learn with what you want to teach them. So you
Mhm.
give and take. So I'll let them tell me whatever, and then I'll come back. I'll tell them something, and then before I leave, I'll leave something on their mind. So
Mhm.
you know, planting that seed and watering it. Every time I see them, I'm gonna plant that seed and I'm gonna water it. And we need many fathers to take the lead with these kids in the community. You know,
Right.
it's easy to sit around and point your fingers and talk about
Right.
that bad kid over there. That kid is not going to be nothing. That kid's going to the penitentiary.
Mhm.
He's devious. He's that. I was told the exact same thing.
Mm.
I was told, look, I'm
Mm.
going to get a humanitarian award in the next 2 days. I'm flying out of here, going to get a humanitarian award. But look,
Congratulations.
the community said I was that same kid. Do you feel
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That little old lady that could drag, that was dragging that left foot, had that purse. She could barely move that leg, had a crooked wig on. She was going up to that altar and she was praying for tea. You see what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah.
She never gave up on me, even though her, bless her soul, that wig was
Mhm.
crooked and she barely could pack that purse in there. But when she got up
Right.
to that altar, she was kept praying for tea. That kid
Mhm.
is going to do big things. He going to do this. He that.
Yes.
She didn't give up on me. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? So we
Yeah.
got to stop giving up on these kids and say, "Oh, that kid,
Right.
that over there, that kid needs some love." You know, put
Yes.
yourself in that kid's shoes. He's just a kid. Go over
Right.
there and hug that man. I know they tell you don't put your hands on these kids. Go over there and hug that young man. You know,
Exactly.
you know, and I'm gonna just tell you like this. You know, hug that. Hey, you ain't got no sugar in your tank, and
Right.
that ain't going out to the gay community and none of that because I ain't judging, I ain't saying nothing, but I'm just saying.
Right.
What? Why can't I hug all of my sons? I
Right.
hug my daughters. I hug
Mm-hmm.
my wife. I hug. Shoot, when I see my homeboys, we
Mm-hmm.
we slap hands. We hug each other, and we give each other our flowers now. We
Mm-hmm.
pray for each other. I pray for Suave them. I pray for Chili Chill them. I pray for Mike P. I pray for Rob. I pray for Prentice. I pray for Jay. Monster, and
Mm-hmm.
on and on and on. You know, Low, everybody. I pray for
Right.
all my brothers that what we got going on. That's giving each other love, right?
Yes, for
But
sure.
see, men got to learn to have men conversations, and women need to have women conversations because these kids out here need mothers and they need fathers. But
Yes.
as long as we stay in the house and say, "Look at that little bad kid going down the street over there. Look at him. He ain't gonna do nothing. He going straight to jail." Why do we do that? We got
Right.
to check ourselves. See, and that's what this
It's,
platform is all about. That's what the
mhm.
documentary is all about. The documentary is not about bashing guns for
Right.
because
Right.
everybody think, oh, it's say put the guns down. No, it's say yeah, put the guns down and find another way. Find a better
Yes.
solution than to shoot that man or shoot that
Right.
young kid, and then you done killed the kid, and now you finna go to the penitentiary, and now you finna get slapped around, and you gonna be living dead for the rest of your life, you know,
Right.
unless until you find yourself.
Mm-hmm.
We all got to open up our eyes and we got to find ourselves right now. And right now,
Yes.
it's all about love. It's about giving each other love. It's about uplifting each other. And, you know, me and Monster Yo and Prentice then was talking on the phone, you know, because I hear all these rappers and stuff, and they got a problem. They need to straighten up the things of what they're
Mhm.
doing, calling. Why do we call ourselves? Now, see, I can say the word, and I'm going to say it. Young niggas. You feel what I'm saying? YNs. Oh, I'm a YN. You ain't no YN. You're a young king. Quit calling
Mhm.
yourself that.
Right.
Quit
Right.
telling people you bad. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? Tell people you good. We done
Yeah.
been crucified. We done been put in cotton fields.
Right.
We done had shackles and chains. Look at my brothers all throughout the penitentiaries around the world. They got shackles and chains on them. We trying to get the shackles and chains off so
Yeah.
all our brothers and sisters can be free.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to speak life
Yes.
into each other. Don't
Yes.
call me no young nigga. Call me a
Right.
young king. Well, I know I'm
Yes.
old, but you know what I'm saying.
You're still young.
So no, I'm over the hill right now. But you know, I feel young. But you know, we gotta quit destroying our community and call our women young queens. You know,
Mhm.
because you teach them that they could, yeah, they people of color, and
Mhm.
I don't care, you know, and I'm not a racist individual. I don't have a racist bone in my body. My last name is Carney. You can't get no whiter than that. Think about it. Look it up. Do your education. So,
Mhm.
but you know what? So I can say whatever I want to say, and I'm that dude that will say whatever you want to say. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. But the bottom line is we got to start uplifting each other
Mhm.
and telling each other how much. If we could start telling each other how much we love each other. So I
Mhm.
challenge everybody that's on here:
Yes.
go outside your door, no matter where you at tomorrow or whatever, and
Mhm.
find 10 kids that you don't know and
Yeah.
just preach life into them. Say something
Yeah.
positive to them, and
Yes.
then let's see how that works. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? and,
Yeah.
and that's the first thing. Then do it again, then do it again, then
Right.
do it again. Just instead of saying, oh, that's a bad little nigga over there, you know what I'm saying? We got to stop that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Definitely. Speak. I think that you have to like purge all the negative toxicity that you've learned and unlearn it. And so starting with a new foundation, and I believe also kids do need structure, and they actually want structure and they want attention. And not just kids, I mean everybody, adults need a
Oh yeah.
love. Like
Oh
we all need that positivity in our life, right?
yeah. I
And
check myself all the time. I check myself all the time because sometimes I'll get out there and me and Suave be on the phone, whatever. We get to talk and be like, man, I got to check myself. I got to reel it back in and make sure I'm saying the right thing to some of these young kings and things out here. Because sometimes you'll get a little frustrated, but
right,
you can't you got to hold your composure with everything that you do, because in a split second your life can change. You know what
so
I'm saying? By
true.
making the wrong decision,
Yeah.
the wrong choice. We got to change that anger
Mhm.
into a positive and do positive things whenever we feel that type of anger and
Yeah.
tension start coming upon us. Go do something to where you're gonna make that work itself out. And in your mentality, your mental health is real out
Oh
here. I was sitting
yes.
up there watching the news yesterday, uh,
Yeah.
and it's crazy because when the news come on, from the 1 minute it come on, oh, it was 5, 6 people over at the church got shot up at the church.
Mhm.
Then next thing you see a man running down the street by the Staples Center with a machete, swinging at hitting police cars, trying to chop people up. So they shoot him down. Then it goes around to where the man that chopped up his girlfriend and his mother-in-law and his daddy-in-law, and then he ended up killing himself. I'm like, good Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So how is my mentality gonna be
Right.
positive out here? I'm shell shocked. It's just like
Right.
what you said. You coming from the military.
Yeah.
I got to keep my head on swivel. Shoot, I want to go into 7-Eleven and get a donut, but the man with the machete trying to chop my head off. Good Lord, just because I wanted a donut. Good Lord, right?
And that's why Bezos is
Yeah,
rich.
and then I'm over here, and then look at me. I'm saying, oh, well, put the gun down. Shoot, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to pick up a gun and take his life. You know what I mean? I just want my donut to be in peace.
Oh my
That was a
goodness.
joke, everybody. That
Right.
was a joke. We got to be able to laugh and have fun and talk about these things. That's what this stage is all about. It's about to
Mhm.
bring everybody together and let's have honest conversations with each other, and let's try to, if we go out here and we could say one kid,
Mhm.
well done my son, you feel
Yeah.
what I'm saying, or one little girl, or
Right.
some grown people,
Yeah.
because everybody need to be reborn, and quit talking about thinking the same way we didn't taught these kids to think that they bad, we could teach these
Right.
kids to do some good stuff, and it's okay to be good. See, we got
Right.
to change the narrative of how our kids is thinking, because somebody have already programmed them to be evil. And just like I always say, you have to be on one side of the fence. Either you good or you bad. And if
Yeah.
you bad, you ain't on Terry's side. You on the opposite side. If you good and you out here teaching the young kings and queens the right way,
Yes.
and we standing together and got our 10 toes to the floor on what's good and saving lives and stuff like that, then you on Terry's team. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? And you on Terry's team if you go to that television set,
Yes.
Amazon Prime,
That's
Apple,
right.
Google, and Peacock, and actually watch the film. Don't run up on me and tell me, oh, I watched the film, and then you start stuttering when I ask you what happened in the middle of the film, and
Right.
you tell me. I'd rather for you just not say nothing. Just say, hey, you know what? I ain't supporting the movement. I ain't supporting nothing right now. But don't even say I'm going to. Don't, let's
Right.
just keep that conversation away from here. But we need real soldiers out there to
Mhm.
really go watch the film, because the more people on the team that know the film from beginning to end, they'll be able to go to the
Yeah.
street, because all it is, what we doing with these episodes, it's a learning tool. It's just
Mhm.
like a book. it,
Mhm.
it gives it gives you something at hand. So when you got a large group,
Yeah.
you set them down and let them watch that film from beginning to
Yep.
end. Now you can have a conversation. You can have a conversation about mental health. You can have a
Yep.
conversation what was guns made for. You
Mhm.
can you can have a conversation of the history of Los Angeles. You can have a
Yep.
conversation on how drugs was brought into Los Angeles.
Mhm.
You can have a conversation about the alcohol, the music, the
Yeah.
video games, and solutions.
Yes.
You see
It's
what I'm
really
saying? It's a learning tool.
it
It's
is.
just like going to school. If you really sit down and you watch that, because we had to make sure that we told the story properly, and
Mhm.
that's what filmmaking is all about. You got to tell the story,
Yeah.
and you can't leave out nothing, because if you leave something out, then I'm gonna
Right.
have to come with book two, which we're gonna touch other issues and things with the second episode. Then the third episode, we're gonna give you a real history lesson and give you some real education on the streets. And
Yeah.
I guarantee you, with it, but what do this film do? It helps the mothers and the fathers to be able to talk to their kids,
Yeah.
because a lot of mothers and fathers really have no idea that these type of things that we touch bases on in the film
Mhm.
exists.
Right.
The same thing you told me.
Yeah.
Why?
It's
You know what I'm saying? It's a
yeah.
why.
I mean, I
When
learned
Annette
what the
say
power.
wow, when Annette say wow, you
Yes.
guys better listen. She went a wow. So
Yes. I mean I didn't even know how gunpowder was made and what the purpose was, the origin of gunpowder.
right.
Stuff like that. And I'm not gonna give it away, but I'm just I'm
I,
just letting people know. And then like the whole Crips and the Bloods and how it's broken down and how it originated really from America and how the black I mean excuse me the redcoats and the so anyway
no, you're right. No, you're right.
I don't want to
No,
get too much of your film away, but it's
no,
really
no.
really interesting.
No, but you know what? For the viewers, we keep talking because it's real, and that's what it is. It's a learning tool, but we need to talk about it, because maybe the listeners be like, "Oh man, you know what? We need to
Yeah.
go watch that." Yeah, we need to watch that right after you finish watching this interview. You know, yeah, you should, and then I will come right back on here and we'll have that discussion, and you guys can hit a net up, and then
Yeah.
we'll share what you allow you to share what your thoughts are, because that's
Oh
what it's all
yes,
about. That's what it's all
definitely.
about. Bringing real people on here, and let's
Yes.
have some real discussions, so that all of us can go back to our communities wherever we at. You could be in Bug Tussle, Alabama, wherever. I don't know.
Right.
I don't even know if that place exists. I just made that up. But if it do exist, who shout out to Bug Tussle.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Exactly. But we want you to go carry whatever back to your town, and try to straighten out your community. If we start having these conversations on different podcasts, and keep on running through all the different podcasts and preaching life into these kids all over, and then we our game plan is to come to your city, your town, and see what
Mhm.
you guys doing, and we're gonna help you guys out, and we're gonna do an episode on your city and your town. So that's another reason why you
Mhm.
should support this film. You know.
Most definitely. So, since we're, I really appreciate again you being on here, and I have several questions. I'm sure the audience want to know. Right. So the documentary "Put the Guns Down: World Epidemic," produced by Ice-T, tackles the violence and mental health from all angles. What sparked the idea, and why now?
Well, it's not now, because actually we started on this film 5 years ago. We started working on this film 5 years ago, but
Mm-hmm.
we live in South Central Los Angeles. We walk out our front door, and bullets is flying, or the
Right.
helicopter helicopter. You know, the helicopter is pretty much inside our house at 2 in the morning chasing somebody. You know, and I didn't have many times I was laying in bed and bullets flying by my ear, and I had to roll over off the bed to stop from getting shot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it, it's PTSD. It's
Mm-hmm.
you know it's a lot of things going on. So it's not why now we have always been boots to the ground out
Yeah.
here. You know, me or me and my team have always been trying to push life, and we have been working in the communities, helping people to try to develop things and to get
Right.
out the hood. You know, everybody
Right.
pretty much on the team is musicians and stuff like that, and they always try to help and give.
Yes.
But we what made us decide to do this film is because we wanted to put together a learning tool, make sure it was very educational,
Mm-hmm.
and to try to save more lives because
Yeah.
we sick and tired of just
Yeah.
watching our kids and brothers and homeboys and die for no reason whatsoever.
Are you pairing up with other like cities like Chicago
Yeah.
and Atlanta? I'm sure that you're in talks with all the different communities that want to.
Well,
Um,
yes. We a lot of different cities when we had the world premiere over in Beverly Hills. A lot of different cities came out. They watched. This is the LA treatment. That's why it's a docu series.
mhm.
Uh, we're our goals and game plans to hit other states and show what's going on in other states from here to New York. You know, and I'm not just saying major cities. We're gonna hit some smaller towns because it's very important to hit small cities and towns. And the reason why I say that, you will be surprised what's going on in some of the
Mhm.
smaller cities and towns. And the whole moral to this story is to show and open people's eyes to where
Right.
they, wow, same
Yeah.
way you did. I didn't know where gunpowder came from. Whoopty whoopty woo. If we
Right.
tell the story good,
Yeah.
excellent, with these little small cities and show what's going on, people gonna be like, oh my God, and I live
Yeah.
here. You know, I thought I was safe. No, you're not.
Yeah.
Beverly Hills ain't safe. Woodland Hills ain't safe. Encino's not safe.
Right.
Encino's where, and you know they think minorities do all the crazy crimes and stuff like
Mhm.
that, but it's
Yeah.
not no more. You know that white dude that used to look like a nerd that had the little Poindexter glasses on and stuff like that. When he walked by my car, I hurry up and lock the door because he's gonna kill me. I'm just playing. You see what I'm saying? But
Right. Right.
no,
No, like,
no, those guys you gotta
oh
watch.
my gosh.
They're like, oh my god, this dude's crazy.
No,
Yeah.
I was watching, right? I was watching, I believe it was an announcement. You received an award at a school.
Oh yeah,
And so I'm so happy that you're, also going to different schoolhouses and colleges and to promote this because when I first heard about like the shootings and the colleges and the school systems and now we have like I'm in Virginia, I'm on the East
churches,
Coast, so we have now
churches,
the yeah,
you
we
know
have the
everything.
and I pair this up with public health because I was in public health for 17 years and it's like the bullet or Salmonella E. coli 0157H7 is a strain that can kill you, shut down your kidney system.
Right.
Like I don't know if you remember, like Jack in the Box. So
Yeah.
um, it killed all those kids because of the poison. I mean, the meat was had E. coli 0157H7 STEC. Well, I know I don't really get into the whole scientific of it, but it's like, can we just worry about one thing? And it's just a multitude of things that we have to worry about. And this is one huge epidemic that we we shouldn't have to worry about, because
Exactly.
we worried about eggs being the price. Like we're worried about so many things in this world now, and
Yeah.
I'm just like,
But
ah,
but see, we worry about everything else, but we quit worrying and we stop being concerned about the kids.
right,
We pushed little Johnny into the bedroom, and little Johnny and gave him a video game. Little Johnny been in there just murdering everybody, everything that's moving. Little Johnny is murdering. Then he come in and eat his bologna and cheese sandwich at 12, and then you pat little Johnny on top of the head, and then you push him back into his room again, and he done murdered again another 600-700. Now you multiply from 4 years old to
mm,
10 years old, what you got in your house? You got a little killer. He
yeah,
hit that shoot. He don't know nothing but murder. So when he go to elementary school or whatever, what you think little Johnny gonna do? He got a clean record because you've been buying him every single
yeah,
game. And have you seen some of them games? Them video
mm-hmm,
games is
mm-hmm,
real
yeah,
blood gushing out, real people. Oh, it's the real deal. I was
yeah,
sitting there, I was like, oh wow, you know. And these kids, they take that game and they can murder 1,000 people just like that in 5-10 minutes,
mm,
and it's real. Okay, so but that's what this documentary is a learning tool,
yeah,
and we are set up. We are taking all bookings, etc. We want to be booked in elementary schools. We want to be booked in
mm,
junior high schools. We want to be booked in high schools. We want to be booked in colleges
yes,
because we having problems in all school, the whole school system. So
mm-hmm,
we're going to have to all write letters to Donald Trump and say, please give us our funding back
yeah,
because he just took it away and they just approved him again to even cut it again today. And guess what them funds is going to? He going to take, and I'm not trying to get on no political tip or nothing else, but he's going to take the the funding for kids to learn about things, just like the student unions to be able to book people to come through the school systems to help educate and prevent these type of things from happening in these elementary schools, colleges, and stuff like that to help getting people equipped and ready for that.
mm-hmm,
So we're going to take the money from that and put it over into alligator Alcatraz for
mm,
ICE, so we can
mm,
pay ICE to destroy more of our communities and the cities all around. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
We take so look at what we done to the kids already.
yeah,
So now we're going to take the money to keep them. You know why we're doing that? Because you know what's booming nowadays? It's the penitentiary system. They making money off of it.
oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
all about capital gain and wealth. You know,
yeah,
we don't care about the kids. That's the reason why. And you know what? The Supreme Court just approved him to do this today. Pull it up. Pull it up when you get off here. Pull it up. It
yeah.
was just signed by the Supreme Court today to allow him to continue to take funding from the educational system to give it to ICE and immigration stuff.
This is my question, right? Well, I learned that the prison system, of course, is like the stock market because a lot of people invest in it so that they can keep them there. But my thing is this: if and I'm not gonna point out names, but there's like celebrity types, there's like big name people that are investing in these prison systems, but which I understand that they want the money, but I'm like, where's the heart? Where's the humanity? Where's the humanity and maybe taking that money and helping to get people to look at the cases, right? And do like a research and making sure that the person is actually not guilty and get them out of there. You know what I mean? Like I don't understand this warped mentality. What is your thought process in that whole?
Well. See, I'm a Californian. I'm in Los Angeles, California, South Central. So, right now, I kind of have a feeling we may uh, end up independent as a state because our mayor and governor have already filed lawsuits
Mhm.
to help the immigrants, uh, to help the families, and to stop a lot of this madness of our tax paying dollars
Mhm.
to pay for the National Guard and the Marines here,
Mhm.
to beat people up. Now this is the thing. Our LAPD, they're not allowed to beat me in public, right? They're not allowed to take bars,
Mhm.
those metal bars, and beat me in the back of the head. They're not allowed to punch me in my belly while they got me handcuffed. Because if it come on camera, we're suing.
Right.
Well, I've watched them beat innocent people, drag them, throw them in cars, innocent people, just throwing them in cars and moving them around so their family members don't know where they at.
Mm.
And you better not hit them. You better not throw a rock at them. They filing charges on you, but they could do all that stuff to you. They could shoot you with rubber bullets. They can blast you with tear gas and stuff. They just had a professor that they released today. They had shot them up with tear gas,
Well,
rubber bullets, bruises all over their bodies and stuff like that. Now, this is a professor, a U.S. citizen professor. They arrested him because they said he picked a can up and threw it back at them. But they shot the tear gas at innocent
mm.
people, and a lot of these people was getting off work from some of these places
Mhm.
and just trying to go home, and they
Yeah.
was U.S. citizens. But the bottom line, a lot of, and out here again, and I know this is a whole nother subject, getting off of things. This is a major situation that they taking mothers and fathers from their kids, and they snatching up little kids, and you don't know where your elementary schools. They was running up in elementary schools and all kind of stuff. Just drama. You
Mm.
running up into camps and everything with little 6 7 year old kids, like over in MacArthur Park and stuff. It's just drama. But we got to stop this, and now they're going to make us pay higher taxes and stuff for
Mm.
ICE and stuff, and they've been telling us this is going to get worse out here. They said you ain't seen nothing yet. Well, what's getting ready to happen? LA, we don't play that. I'm sorry. We
Yeah.
ain't gonna play that. You getting ready to start a civil war out here. That's what's getting ready to happen.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm praying for everybody. I'm praying
Mm.
for peace. But it is what it is. Sometimes if it's on, then it's on. But
Mm.
I'm totally against everything that's going on. And for those that don't know, it's not no Mexican thing. It's not no Latin thing. It's people from every background of people of color that they snatching up. I don't care if you
Mm.
Iranian, if you Haitian, if you African, if you Belizean.
Right.
You could be from any nationality, different background. They snatching them up. So they ain't showing a lot of people that, and I know that's been the debate with
Mm.
people. I'm like, well, that's a Mexican thing. Oh, well, that we ain't supposed to be a part of. No, this is a humanitarian
Let's think.
type.
Right.
You know, This is supposed to be America. People ain't supposed to just get beat up. I don't care if you white, black. You could be Martian green. I'm gonna stand up and fight with you. You know,
Right,
and
right.
I'm on your team. Yeah. I don't care if you one of the blue man from Vegas. I'll stand up with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We'll fight this thing out together.
yeah.
But that's what we got to learn to do. We got to learn to push love, and we all got to come
Mhm.
together, and we got to keep our 10 toes to the floor and hold hands
Yeah,
and do this thing and watch the film together. You see, I
yeah,
bring that back. You got to
for
watch the
sure.
film
Yes,
together. Yeah.
definitely have to watch the film. We should have a movie night for
Yeah, we
sure.
should. We really should. And that's what we've been doing too. We've been putting hosting parties together all over.
Nice.
It's been working out really well. I think we're supposed to be getting ready to do something in Brooklyn around August 20th, 24th, somewhere in there.
I might do a live party if you don't mind me
Oh,
sharing
I
your
would love it.
film.
I would
Sharing your
love it.
film.
I,
Okay.
I would love it. I would
Okay,
love.
I'm gonna do that because I already purchased the film, so I
Yeah,
wanted to
I,
share it
I
with
I
everybody.
encourage everybody to do that. Whatever city you in, state, country, whatever. Watch this film because and support this film and learn this film because it ain't for you to just sit around and watch it and say, "Oh, that was a documentary." No, learn something. Don't be afraid to learn. See, that's what's wrong with people today. They
Right,
don't want to learn nothing. You know what I'm saying? Learn something. I
right.
guarantee you, if you sit down, you're gonna learn something from this film.
Mhm,
That's the reason why when you ask me, "Hey,
mhm,
what do you want people to take from this?" I want you to just learn something from the film.
mhm.
I don't care what it is, but learn something from the film. That's what it's all about. It's a whole lot there for you to learn. I promise you. And it's
It
very
is.
entertaining. Yeah.
It is. It's definitely white. I mean, it's I don't know, like the whole thing, like from the beginning, like I said, the origin of gunpowder, and it
Exactly.
was actually used for good. It wasn't used to harm your, it was used to
And
actually help your body,
you
but
know
it
what,
was turned into a
Annette, you know
weapon.
what I need you to do? You know what I need you to do? We're gonna start calling you Oprah, and we want you just like Oprah's book club. Well, you
Uh-huh.
going this is gonna be Oprah's documentary club right here.
Okay,
See what I'm saying?
okay.
Docu series.
I'm so
Hey,
I'm
hey, you start
serious.
bring people
Like,
on the show and let them share what they got from the film. You know what I'm
oh
saying?
yeah.
Break it down. You know.
I'll be like, okay, kids, today's today's class session is on the origin of gunpowder and what was the ingredients,
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
it's like one of those things. Like you're so right, the whole communication piece and the visuals, and like how something positive turned into something negative,
Exactly.
just like that. Like
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. But see, we got to flip it back. And if all of us come together, we can make it happen. You know, we could do it. I believe in everybody on here. Let's come
me
together. Let's
too,
make this happen.
for sure. Well, let me ask you this, right? On your journey with with the film, um, your personal journey, uh, how did you, I guess, going through all this like negativity, right, in the community and what have you? How do you like your resilience? You're so you have this spirit about yourself where you're like I would say a bear, right? Because you're like this bear that's just helping the community and covering them and just embracing them and wanting their hearts to come together as a unit. And that's what I'm getting. I don't know. I'm lost for words because I'm so excited about this.
You know what now you finna get something that I ain't told nobody. Suave no, Justify no, Chili Chill no. I wake up at 1 a.m. every single morning. Suave, I know Suave and I'm laughing, but this is the truth. And my wife will tell you this. I get up and I pray.
Mm,
I pray at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock in the morning. That's when they say it's due season. That's when the
mhm.
blessings fall from heaven and rain down on earth. You can go outside and wipe your finger across your car at 12:30 and it'll be dry. But when you go back in 30 minutes at 1 o'clock and strike your finger across that car, it's gonna be wet and moist.
Wow.
Student fell. So when you open up and start praying at 1 o'clock, and you open up your heart, your mind, and your soul, and you ask God to uh, fill your spirit, fill your heart, your mind, your body, and your soul with His word and His will and His destiny for you and your life, and for your movements and your team's movements,
Yeah.
then allow me to be that vessel and to spread that word to my team and with everything that I'm doing out here in this world.
Yeah.
So we can have a plan before I took this net on at 1 o'clock. I could have talked to Suave at 9, and
Yeah.
then I'll tell, because me and Suave normally talk and Chili Chill and them and Justified normally talk about 4 a.m. after
Okay.
all this is over. And then God would tell me, no, go do this, 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 this.
Mm,
And I'll be wrestling. Man, I don't want to do that. And I don't think that's the right way. God, I
yeah.
said, da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Nope. But I have to be obedient. I have to
Hmm.
listen.
Yes.
Mind. The first mind is the right mind with
That's right.
whatever your movement is. And then you go out there and do exactly what God told you to do. Guess what?
Hmm.
It works every
Yes.
single time. Yeah, so give God the praise and the honor and the respect that He rightfully deserves. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So that's the reason why I say I only can move one way. And I'm not gonna make any decisions. That's just like your show. I can't talk to you before your show. I have to pray that night of your show and then come back and see what God want me to say to you or say on here. It's a lot of things we talking about right now we never thought we was going to talk about on this show. You see what I'm saying? But
Right.
we're talking about some things right now because it's somebody on this that's listening to this session that
Hmm.
needs to hear this.
Yeah.
It's somebody right now, and I can feel them. And you learn and you start to develop and feel an energy
Hmm.
with whomever you deal with and what you're doing. And that's
Mm.
what we work off of. We work off of energy. Everything is like energy. That's the reason why you can walk across the carpet sometime and that electrical juice
Hmm.
is coming out your body. Your body's full of energy. If you ever get a spinal tap and they stick that needle through your spinal cord, guess what? You're going to get a jolt.
Right.
You're going to see white stars and green clovers. When soon as they stick that needle in there, I ain't playing.
Right. No.
If you ever get a spinal tap, it ain't no joke. So they
Right.
make they make like six people hold your right hand, six people hold your left hand, pull you over a table. They take a needle about this long, and then they take it and they stick it off into your spinal cord. And as soon as you do that, it's like white lightning. Zzz,
Oof.
because they tap
Yeah.
into your electrical source.
Right.
So
Right.
what we have to do in life, just same way you stick that extension cord into the wall to get the electricity,
Yeah.
I do that at 1 a.m. Hello.
Yes, for sure.
You done fell down upon me. You feel me?
Hmm. Yes, I
Yeah.
definitely. It's really interesting because lately, a past couple weeks, I've been waking up really early in the morning, and it was I did I pray too a lot. So, I prayed before this show. I prayed just for everyone, and I'm like, what is your will, right? And so I'm always about whatever His will is and my mission and the purpose for His purpose. And it's really interesting how he works. That's all I have to say about this. And
I want you. I want with what I just told you to do. I want you to do that for 1 week. Everybody on here, I want you to get up at 1 o'clock, wake up at 1 o'clock, and start making that God's time. Start talking to Him at 1 o'clock. Do it for 1 week, and then let's come back and revisit this conversation and allow Him to bless you, heal you. Go out here in these streets or whatever. If I know you guys are praying for me and I'm praying for you, there is no way none of us could be stopped, because you got to believe in the power in the blood. No, I do. That's the
yes,
way I operate. That's the way I move. I don't move no other kind of way. Anybody move some other kind of way, I don't judge you. You
right.
keep moving the way you move, but guess what? T gonna move the way he move. I already know this is the way. And I'm gonna teach anybody the way if you ask. Only if you ask. Because I'm not trying to persuade anybody, but I'm telling you how I get my electricity. This is how thoughts, this is the way I decide which way I'm gonna move. And I don't move for no man, no kind of way, none of that. I'm gonna move the way God tell me to move and operate only.
Amen. And it's I'm so glad that we're talking because it just reconfirmation about my walk, my path, and I'm actually, I like you said, be obedient. Everybody wants to take that steering wheel. I'm like, no, 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 go right. Don't
Exactly.
go left, go right. And that, and you
Exactly.
have to listen because he's gonna keep saying no. Okay, I'm gonna put this detour, and it's gonna keep going a whole bunch of detours until you're like, okay, all right, my hands is off the wheel. I'm gonna let you steer now, and so it's easier not going against the grain.
Exactly. Exactly. Go with your first mind. Your first mind is gonna always be your right mind, but you gotta believe it and you gotta stand on it, and you can't let nothing get you to go left when you know you're supposed to went right. And then you'd be like, no, man, I knew I was supposed to do this. That's where that thought come from. I knew. Yeah, you did know, but guess what? The Lord loves you so much, He give you free choice. And you decide to make that wrong choice when you knew you're supposed to go this other direction. And I got people all the time come say, well, you know what you need to do? Okay, what do I need to do? I'm humble. Okay, yeah, that's what I need to do. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you telling me exactly what I need to do. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be positive. I'm not gonna put nobody down. I'm not gonna discredit anybody. But guess what? T is gonna go at 1 o'clock. He's gonna pray about it, and then guess which way T gonna go? He don't care what somebody else told him he need to do. He gonna go the way God tell him to go.
Yes,
And that's
and
what we got to learn to be obedient.
yes,
That's how we're gonna be protected when we go out here in these streets. That's what's gonna make us be able to speak the way that we speak and stand the way that we stand and get the strength that we develop is from the higher power. See, you supposed to be you supposed to believe that you could make mountains get out of your way. That's real.
it is. It's so real to the point where, and I don't know if I'm gonna scare people. Like you get these premonitions, you get these like I don't know how to explain it, like deja vu's
Yeah,
every day. Oh,
yeah,
I was just here, wasn't I?
yeah.
You weren't there. You weren't there in the 3D. You were actually there in the ether. Like
Well,
you were.
yeah, yeah. Every time you lay down at night, your spirit travels.
Mm-hmm.
You're a spirit. We
Yes.
all are spirits. It travels, and then that's where the deja vu come from. Because yes, you was here. You was there. Wherever you remember, you've been there.
Mm-hmm. We're just in this husk,
Yeah,
and that's it.
yeah. We only use 5% of our brain.
Mm-hmm. So true. This has been a very educating moment in my life. And I'm gonna be real, like I had a whole bunch of questions for you, right? But
Yep,
I think we pretty much discovered like the introduction of what's to come. This is just an introductory
exactly.
episode.
There you go. That's it. That's exactly what it is. You see how God just take over the conversation and he stirred in the direction that it's supposed to go in? And
Yeah.
people's like, well, I wanted to hear about this. I want to hear about some grime and some grit. And, I want to hear about how many people Teton shot and this and that. I want to hear about his background history of this and that. That ain't what you supposed to be listening to. You're supposed to be
Mhm.
listening, getting some of this positive lifestyle and learn to live positive and do some positive things and be blessed. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to pray for everybody
Yes.
on here to be blessed. You guys are young kings out there.
Mhm.
We love you. We putting our arms around you from the
Yes.
screen and we praying for you. How about that? Yeah, you
Yes.
say, boy, that big old bald, light-skinned yellow nigga, he just crazy. Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. And I'm gonna keep loving on you, and I'm gonna keep praying
That's
for you.
right.
And no weapon formed against you shall prosper. You know what I'm
Amen.
saying? And on that note, free Prentice Banks, free
Yes.
Monster Yo, and free Jay Burton, my brothers. You know what I mean? That's what
Amen.
we. That's how we coming. But all you demons and devils, I cast you away. No
Mhm.
weapon formed against us, you will never prosper against us. All chains is now broken off our feet, and shackles is dismissed completely. That's where
Amen.
we at. We rolling like that. So get out
That's
here,
right.
watch this film. Go to Apple right now. Go to Prime. Go to Google. Go to Peacock. Watch this film. It's a learning tool. Let's come back with a net, and
Yes.
then let's discuss the issues that's in the film, and let's go out into the community and let's help the community and let's rebuild the community. How
Yeah.
about that?
That is so true. And I'm gonna pull this up so people can just at least see where to go, and then we'll wrap it up because I'll I'll keep you hostage all night long because I'm a talker. I I remember my dad, may he rest in peace. He would be like, you know what? And I'll be like, what, Dad? You talk too much. And so that's
Hey, hey, my wife warns everybody, don't get him started, because once you get him started, you can't shut Uncle Big Mouth up, because that's just how it is. Yep. So I have to tone back from time to time.
uh,
Just let it go. Yep.
I love it. I love it. I'm gonna share. Let's see here. Okay, where to go? So this is where you have to go. TerryCarneySenior.com. And then I don't want to click it because, well, I can click it if you want, just to kind of give you an idea. So when you click it, it's
When I
gonna
was 13, I seen my cousin
Yeah.
get
here.
right in front of me. Everybody thought
Give
it
him
was
that
fire with
trailer.
flames this long
Go.
coming out of barrels.
There was a kid that was bullying me. I got my cousin's 45, and I had every intention of when he got off the bus walking down to that park and murdering him.
There was a drive-by. Tragically, my grandson was the one that got hit in the head.
And what happens is this. You're always going to hear that mother, hear that family howl.
Please, would y'all please put the guns down?
Me being a mother losing my son, I can't tell myself nothing.
Feel like you don't have another alternative to gun violence? Think again.
I was 12 years old, and it was already understood in my brain that I wasn't gonna never be nowhere without a gun again. Period.
It's like the first times I started thinking about being a rap artist, like, okay, he just fucking rapped about what the fuck I did last night.
Last thing I sweat, so suck a punk cop. Move like a king when I roll hop.
What other genre of music does the government manipulate? None.
The truth of the matter is that Black folks are scared of hospitals and mental health systems because they experimented on us, and they still do.
Your mind is not set for that. Your mind is like a total circle, but when someone kills your child, there's an open, and it never closes.
All gangbanging has to stop, even religious gangbanging. even political gangbang.
If you start in your community, in your home, there's many city council, your own congresswomen or congressmen have meetings on topics like this.
That day, May 23rd, 2005, I was on the phone, 3:30, broad daylight, not knowing that I was shot.
So what does that make us in today's terms? We are the bag, because no matter what crime we commit, they get paid off of it. Gun violence, gang banging, robbery, homicide.
But the thing is that there's so many blessings that that we can have, but it's all about choices.
Want a fleckage?
Okay. You remember Scarface? He said, "Say hello to my little." I wanted one just like that.
This is an epidemic, for God's sake.
Okay. So, yeah, every time that I watch that segment, I just, again, I'm going to continue watching this. I keep saying, I'm not going to get teary-eyed, and here I go, like, crying.
That's a good thing, though. That's a good thing. You need to, Ain't nothing wrong with showing some emotions. That's always a positive thing.
So we'll have to come back again together. Once,
definitely.
I finished watching the show, the documentary, and then I would like to also feel free. I'm going to post it on my live feed so we can watch it together as a family. Because this is not just this is a family that I feel.
Yeah, that's real.
And I really appreciate you for coming on. But we're going to have to schedule this, like we were saying. We're going to have to do a learning, educational channel here.
Exactly. Let's make it happen.
Okay. Well, with that being said, will you have any shout outs or anything you would like to leave the audience with?
Well, I basically want to do exactly what you said. I would like for the audience to watch the film, come back and let us know exactly, hit us up on our Instagrams or whatever, and just give us your thoughts about what you liked about the film, what you didn't like about the film, and whether you liked it or not. Talk to us. There is no right or wrong question about this. This is just a platform for us to have a honest discussion with each other. And then whatever it is with our thoughts that we gather, go back to the community and do whatever you can do to help uplift that community. That's my final thoughts, because that's what it's all about, is saving lives out here and helping some of these youngsters make better decisions instead of pulling triggers on each other. Box it out. Don't be afraid to ball your fist up and have a fight. But just because you get whooped, don't pull the trigger on somebody. Take that whooping, come back the next day, and if y'all got to fight again to get it out your system, do that and just get it out your system. And then walk away as a man and leave it alone. That's all we trying to tell you, because once you pull that trigger, you're going into a whole nother world. Just that 3-second decision. That's what we talking about. But we ain't telling you to get rid of your guns. We did not say that in this film, period. I know it's called Put the Guns Down, but it's telling you, put the gun down, and if you got to fight. Or if you got to walk away, like Justified said on Mike P show, you got to do like what's his name? Let me out the car, Craig. You know what I'm saying? You got to get out the car. You got to get out the car, because you go do some ignorant stuff. It's gonna change your life for the rest of your life.
Yes.
Or you might end up being the one get killed. You think you're going to go over there and murder somebody. You go over there and run up on the wrong person, they going to murder you. And then their life is done. Nobody wins from that type of situation. We just want to see both parties be able to live another day. Just like Pop say on Fridays. That's so true. That's it.
That's so true. And for all those parents out there, okay, make sure, like Mr. Terry said, no, the timeout works, but
Hey, hey, hey! Don't be afraid to take that belt off. You know, sometimes that belt work. You know what I mean?
right.
I'm gonna tell you, my mom was a Southern woman where they had switches and they would braid up some switches and stuff. You know, but I'm gonna tell you, I never did the same crime twice. Once, whatever my mama whooped me for, she never whooped me for the same thing twice. I always went and did something else.
That's so true. We all need time out, don't we? I
Oh,
mean, I as a mother of three, I tell my kids, look, mommy's gonna go to timeout now. I'll
yeah,
be back down. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
like
yeah.
your mental is just
Yeah, you know, it's just like baseball. You give them 3 strikes. Now, if I'll try timeout, I'll try reasoning with you and this and that, but sometimes you got to take other measures,
oh.
you know. And hey, you know, I guarantee you, they will see the light.
Oh yeah, my I was raised old school, so my kids are scared of me. But
Oh,
they love me dearly, but
exactly, exactly.
they don't
But
want to
but
see the
but
light come
you know
out.
what? You know what though? You know what? You have to be a parent. You could play and have a good time, but let's quit saying we are kids' friends because you're not. You're a mommy and you're a daddy, and you need to be that. And see, that's part of the problem. But you know, oh well, and I ain't dogging you people that do gentle parenting. I'm not. I'm not. But I'm just telling you, it's only so long before Myrna, you're gonna say, "Oh, I'm Myrna's friend," and then Myrna gonna pick up a lamp and she gonna bust you upside the head with it, and then we're gonna see how long that friendship worked. Because I know girls that they want, and once they get to the point to where they start laying hands on you, they don't stop. I know a whole lot of girls out in the hood that then jumped on their mama and stuff, and it's not cool. Jumping on boys, jumping on their fathers, it's not cool. Where's the respect at?
Right.
You know, so stop telling your kids that you're their friend. And I'm just saying, okay, don't listen to T trying to tell you something, because you're gonna find out and you're gonna be like, I don't know what happened. You're gonna try to come to therapy where a college student and read a book and ain't never had a kid gonna try to tell you what to do with this little villain that you probably pushed off in a corner and watching these video games. Now you got a little Damien in there, and you scared to go to the kitchen because you scared of Damien now. You know what I'm saying? Damien give you a certain look, you hurry up and turn your head. You know what I mean? Now, so, and then you say, I don't know what happened. I don't know why he acting this way, you know, because you didn't take that belt off and get, you know, get yourself established with him at an early age. And you should have had him outside teaching him something and talking to him and raising him, planting seeds in his head and watering him and nourishing him so that he can understand, or she could understand, you need to be a young lady, you need to be a little boy, and you need to enjoy being a little boy. There's nothing wrong.
Yeah.
You know, I want to see a 10-year-old do 10-year-old things. I don't want to
Right.
see him packing no pistol. You know what I'm saying? What kind of world have we done developed around our kids? And all these is our kids
Right.
walking around here. That makes no sense. Make it make sense.
Yeah, we need to bring more like agriculture stuff, STEM stuff, like
Well,
science stuff,
well,
like
first we got to
right.
stop being afraid of our kids, and half of them is scared of their kids in their own houses. You know, that's where it's at right now. And then they looking for everybody else to teach their kids right from wrong. Well, I talked to them and I can't do nothing with them. Oh, so you done gave up on your own kids. So how many kids out here in this world that we dealing with like that? But see, that's because that's why we at the point in life where we at now, dealing with these youngsters. because we didn't be parents like we supposed to.
Yeah, there's something in like Virginia, I don't know if it was Richmond, but where parents can just give up on the kids and just send them to the state. And I'm like, how what? I'm like, wait, when did this happen? Like, why are you, I guess it's easier to just give up on the kids because now they're Damien, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, well, I can't, it's a lost cause. But no, it's never a lost cause.
Yeah, you give up on your kids. Well, that's what's going on around the world right now. And guess what? They go into the big business, which is the penitentiary system. That's what they doing to us and making us give up on our kids. But you supposed to be an adult.
Right.
You know, honestly, they should start locking these mothers and fathers up, just letting their kids run around and terrorizing these communities and neighborhoods. And I know I'm gonna get backlash for that. That's your kid.
Or tax them.
Yeah, no. They need to lock them up. They need to lock them up. I don't wish nobody to be locked up. But if you're gonna let your kid run around and terrorize things, let me tell you something about my youngest son. He thought he was gonna be a gangbanger, and I went straight to the park. I came off work. I went straight to the park. I picked him up, and guess what? I took my belt off and I gave him some baptizing of the Holy Ghost right there in front of the little gang so they could see. And then I went up to the schoolhouse in his class and start sitting in his class to make sure that you want some more? You know what I mean? Guess what? Me and Mr. Gangbanger had no more problems. Yeah. But you know what? That's because I love my son and I wasn't going to lose him to these streets.
That's so true.
We have to do that with our sons and daughters. That's just the way it is. If everybody start being that father to these kids out on the street, guess what's going to happen? You're going to start turning them around. And that's the same way with my brothers that's locked up. When them little young kings come up in there, hey, if they got to discipline them, they got to discipline. And that's just the way it is. Because they got lost between the ropes somewhere. So now they down there with my boys, and my boys them gonna make sure you gonna come down here and you gonna mind somebody. Same way out on these streets. You gotta learn to mind somebody. And we ain't trying to teach you nothing stupid. We're trying to teach you something righteous so that you can be somebody. You can be successful. And that's what we're going to preach to you. But if you need to be disciplined, you need to be disciplined. That's where it goes.
That's so true. And definitely, like you said, not just being in tune with your kids and where their mind is, right?
Exactly.
Who their friends are. Don't have them just go and sleep over, whatever. You got to know your kids and what's going on. I mean, and again, going back to the gun epidemic, like put the guns down. The parents, they don't know what was going on with Damien. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like Damien had that
exactly
shotgun or the weapon, and Damien then took it to school. 14-year-old Damien, and just shot up the school.
And that's because you're not spending time with little Damien. You don't really care. You only care about yourself, and half the time mama out there got a dress that's shorter than her underwear. And I'm gonna say that again. Mama's out there with a dress shorter than her underwear, and that's the only thing she worried about with some high heels on. How did our women get to that point? You know what I'm saying? Ain't that wrong, sisters and out there? Put some clothes on. You know what I mean? Dress appropriate. Be a business lady. Ain't nothing wrong with being a business lady. You know, you're beautiful. Take pride in yourself. Stop letting these people out here tell you you're a B or a H. You're not. You're young queens. And these other the little boys, you ain't no YN, you're a young king. So pull your pants up, dress with royalty, Like that's like Monster Yo. When you see them fly pictures that he be having on with them fly suits on, I'm like,
Right.
oh shit, look at Monster. Look at Monster, man. Talk to me now. Talk to me. You know, dude, that is shoot. But you know, he dressed to impress. I love it. I'm like, shoot, show these young kings what to, because you know, they need to see how to dress. They don't know how to dress. That's just like me. I got to get Monster to teach me how to tie a tie, because man, I be have like 4 or 5 knots in it, you know, because I'm a brute. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a brute, and my wife be laughing and stuff. But you know, I'm like, I always was a sports kid. You know, growing up, you know, Mongo run ball. That's all I knew.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's a whole. That's a whole.
That's a whole nother
show
episode.
right there. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
And make sure you talk to their teachers, okay? Make sure that's the thing. But back in the day, you used to call the parents, the teachers. You know, they had the teacher conference, and they actually did volunteer work. So the school that my kids go to, it's mandatory. You got to pull that
good.
10 hours, 20 hours a year, you know, in order to continue going to that school.
Right.
So, like everybody in the cafeteria, like the whole school. And sometimes they know you because of your kid, like that one child of yours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you definitely have to have that intimate conversation with the school. Be aware about, you know, the friends and everything. Otherwise, that's how everybody, you know, the kids get lost in the sauce. I mean,
Exactly.
and then you're wondering like, what happened to Damien? You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep. Exactly. And set them down and talk to your kids, you know, find out what's going on in their minds, and let them have an open, honest conversation with you. You know, you got to develop that. That's one thing you have to develop. But you guys got this. You guys gonna watch the movie tonight, and
Yeah.
you're gonna come back and you're gonna have questions and stuff, and we're gonna be here to share our knowledge with each other and keep pushing forward. You know, that's what it's all about. Take that village. Yep.
Yes. I'll be the teacher.
There you go. There you go.
Everybody can go to school.
There you go. That's what it's all about. You got to have a teacher, you know.
Well, thank you so much, Terry. Mr. Terry C. Carney Sr. Make sure you tap in with Put the Guns Down, a World Epidemic. And again, it's on Apple TV, Google Play, Peacock, and I think I'm missing one more.
Prime.
Prime. That's where I'm watching it from right now. Oh my goodness. Look, I can run my mouth, but we're gonna go ahead and end it for today until next episode, because we're gonna learn more about
Exactly.
you know how the gunpowder was made, how everything started. Okay.
There we go.
Well, let's continue to support the Unity for Social Justice. Let's free Monster Yo, free Prentice Banks, and Mr. Jay Burton, okay? And all our brothers and sisters that need our support. This has been a show of love, full circle between NNO 360 and Mr. Terry C. Carney Sr. Thank you, sir. God bless you.
Thank you. I appreciate you all.
Have a blessed evening. Salute.
Wonderful. All right.